Hello and welcome to the true final of Steins Gate, episode 45. Happy Friday, we made it. And our sole mission, Operation Scold, saved Kurisu by faking her death to our past self in order to rewrite the future and save the day. So if you liked videos like this, please give it a, comment or a like or something, as it really does help out the channel. Thank you guys for watching all the way through. I hope it's an awesome experience and I did enjoy it. Let me know if I should play Steins Gate 0, and I think there's another one after it. I'm definitely going to be watching the anime after this, or at least after I edit. And without further ado, let's end this crazy journey of being a mad scientist and locating the Steins Gate. And now we need 30 minutes to prepare. Suza tightens her expression and nods firmly. I squat against the roof's chain fence with my eyes closed. To refresh my memory, I pull out the drawers of my mental archive and sort through each file one by one. My actions that day may... Oh my gosh, I just got... Sorry about that. My actions that day may erase actions, my conversation with Kurisu, Nakabachi's presentation. With those memories to guide me, I begin to draw up a plan for how to complete my mission. I open my eyes once I hear Mayuri's voice.
Yes.
I take a deep breath and stand up. Mayuri's faster on her feet than Daru and I are, so I had her pick up some things for me. She went all the way to the lab and back in the sweltering heat, but she's not even breathing hard. She runs up to me with a triumphant smile, almost like a playful puppy shaking her tail. In her hands is a plastic stick about 30 centimeters long. I take it and nod in satisfaction. She hands me a banana. I guess she's telling me not to time travel on an empty stomach. That's funny. All fate. I stop my cheeks with a banana enraptured by my own genius. I truly am a mad scientist. Mwahaha. I should have done this. Mwahaha. I put the psyllium saber into my pocket. It's about 30 centimeters long, so it sticks out a little, but I don't mind. I had Daru buy me a stun gun earlier. I pocket that too. With this, my preparations are complete. I give Suzuha a glance. We can't screw up.
残るチャンスはただ一度だっていうこと。いける？
任せろ。俺が。
I follow Suzuha into the time machine. While waiting for Mayuri to return, I asked Suzuha if there was a chance that I might run into myself from last time. In other words, that me who killed Kirsu. She replied that wasn't possible. The world line where I killed Kirsu is minutely different from one to which the time machine will take us. Time travel has a very small effect on divergence, much too small to cause any noticeable changes, but enough to ensure that there can never be two versions of the same time traveler. However, it is important to remember that the world lines are not parallel worlds. Ultimately, attractor-peel convergence merges them into a single world line. My actions are not meaningless. If I succeed in deceiving both myself and the world, the entire universe will converge upon a different future.
Okari.
Mayuri leans through the hatch and gently strokes my cheek.
きっと帰ってきてね。
当たり前だ。
I return the smile and give her a thumbs up. I close the hatch as Daru and Mayuri see me off saying good luck. Suzuha is already operating the time machine.
このミッションには未来の運命もかかってる。
Suzuha speaks as she presses some buttons.
頼むよ。おじさん。
Instead of answering, I close my eyes. I find myself strangely calm. No impatience, no tension, none of the anxiety I felt the first time. How many times have I tasted failure? My hubris hurt those closest to me, my foolishness cost them their dreams. And even though those mistakes have been undone, the memories still remain as a brand on my heart.
お前が経験したわずか3週間の世界線漂流を否定してはいけない。なかったことにしてはいけない。
It all meant something. Every mistake, every sacrifice. Without them, I would not be standing here now. From that knowledge, I draw strength, confidence, and pride. The memories I shoulder deserve nothing less. And so, I am no longer afraid. I will reach the unknown world line, Steins Gate. Its future is uncertain, but that's how it should be. For once, I need not worry what fate has in store. Only one thing matters now, saving Kirisu. Gravity pulls at my back. Rainbow lights start drifting through the compartment. It's time. This is my Ragnarok. I exit the time machine onto the familiar rooftop. As before, it's empty. I can see the top of the train station a short distance away. This is the third time I've been here now. I run through the plan in my head one last time. Time is short, but I have no choice. I have to do it. No, I will do it. Failure is not an option. I wait for Suzuha to break the lock, then I run inside just like last time. Narrowly avoiding the first me again, I descend the 7th floor. Last time I went all the way down to the 4th floor, but not this time. I direct my attention to the capsule toy machine near the landing. It's time for step 1. Rynet's Kongroo 3D character doll series. This is it. On July 28th, the first me won a super rare metal Upa from this very machine. No time to waste, I insert the 100 yen coin I prepared beforehand and turn the lever hard. A capsule falls into the slot. Just as I grab it, my heart leaps in my throat. That was Mayuri's voice. She's already here? I quickly turn and leave the area before Mayuri can see my face. Luckily, she's so entranced by the capsule toy machine that she doesn't realize who I am. Stage 1 complete. Once I get down to the 4th floor, I check the contents of the capsule. The metal Upa is inside. This is the prize that was meant for me, which means the first me will get. The answer is obvious. Phase 1 is complete. Time for phase 2. I turn around abruptly. Kirisu standing behind me, her mouth open in surprise. My timing was perfect.
ねえ、あなたさっき屋上から。
俺はお前を。俺はお前を助ける。
Leave everything to me.
どういうこと？
I say no more. If I tell her everything, she'll have no reason to talk to the first me. On July 28th, she came to me during Nakabachi's presentation. She claimed that I tried to tell her something, then proceeded to drag me out into the hallway for further questioning. That is part of my experience. There should be enough to ensure that this happens exactly as I remember. I pat Kirisu on the shoulder, then race back up the stairs.
ちょっと。
I run to the 6th floor, then creep up toward the 7th floor landing until I can just make out the capsule toy machine. Oh, there she is. As expected, there's the first me about to turn the lever in Mayuri's stead.
ウーパだよ。
それはレアなのか？
レアじゃないけどね、すごく可愛いでしょ。マユシーはウーパのことが大好きなのです。
Well, that's sweet. Stage 2 complete. I grinned to myself. It worked. The order changed. Mayuri now has a regular Oopa, not the metal one I gave her the first time. And that means...
本日はドクター中鉢によるタイムマシン発明成功記念会見にお集まりいただき誠にありがとうございます。
The presentation is about to begin. The first me heads up to the 8th floor. But Mayuri doesn't move. She takes out a pen and starts signing the Oopa. Just as planned. When Dr. Nakabachi defected to Russia on August 21st, he had Mayuri's metal Oopa with him. If he has a plastic one instead, it should change the fate of the Nakabachi paper. But one question remains, how exactly did Mayuri's Oopa fall into Dr. Nakabachi's hand? I watch as Mayuri finishes signing her name. She nods in satisfaction, then runs after the first me. Just before she gets to the stairs, she puts the Oopa into her coat pocket. But it doesn't go all the way. As she runs up the stairs, I see it fall out and roll away. Mayuri is completely oblivious. A moment later, she disappears from sight. I look at the Oopa lying on the floor. Does Nakabachi pick it up? How? He's in the middle of his presentation upstairs. He doesn't have any opportunity. Oh. That's when Kirisu comes up from downstairs. I quickly hide in the stairwell across the landing. Kirisu reaches the 7th floor without noticing me. She finds the fallen Oopa and picks it up. So it was Kirisu who found the Oopa. The butterfly effect. In 3 weeks, this completely innocuous event changes the outcome of an accidental fire on one of what must be thousands of planes flying that day. By extension, it changes the fate of the entire human race. Kirisu looks curiously at the Oopa, then looks around as if searching for the owner. Of course, Kirisu doesn't know who Mayuri is. At this point in time, those two aren't even acquainted yet. After realizing there's no one around, Kirisu puts the Oopa into her envelope and goes up to the 8th floor. Now that I've seen what I need to see, I go upstairs too and I head to the employees' hallway. It's time to stage our ambush. Here's where it gets serious. I grip the Xylem saber and shake it silently, thus activating the red fluorescent reaction inside. It'll last about 10 minutes. It should get dim before Kirisu makes her appearance. I know what I need to do. The problem is that my window of opportunity is so slim. Will I be able to handle the enraged Dr. Nakabachi? One mistake and Kirisu will die.
何を恐れる？法院教魔。すべては俺の思惑通りに行くに決まっているさ。オペレーションするのに不備はない。何せこの俺が15年の時をかけて練り上げた計画なのだから。俺を信じる。この法院教魔を。
Mad the scientist. Hohoin Kyoma will save Kirisu. I close my eyes and wait for the time to come, hidden behind the same pile of cardboard boxes as last time. I hear the sound of sparse applause from the event hall, which means I should be hearing footsteps soon. There they are. Kirisu has come right on time. She leans against the wall and looks inside her envelope, smiling softly as she does. And now I know the reason behind that smile. It's the Oopa inside. She's probably smiling at how adorable it is. The smile really doesn't suit you, Kirisu. I stifle a chuckle. I'm surprised I'm calm enough to feel that way despite the current situation. Once Nakabachi appears, that's my signal to spring into action. I'll bring out the Xylem saber as soon as the guy tries to take out his knife. Then I'll scare him away and stun Kirisu. The stun gun I brought should handle both tasks flawlessly. That's the plan, at least. The next set of footsteps echoes down the hallway. Kurisu looks up. I can't see Nagabachi, but I know it's him.
話がある。聞いてるの？パパ？
Even the words she speaks are the same.
それは何だ？
パパがタイムマシーンの発表会をすると聞いて、私も考えてみたの。タイムマシーンは作れるのかどうか。
The atmosphere is far from pleasant. Nakabachi doesn't even try to hide his displeasure. And the first me is probably at fault for that, at least partially. Looks like it's about time for Nakabachi to go ballistic. I grab the Xylem Saber and make one final check. It's already dimmed down. All I have to do is remove the cap at the tip and fake blood will... My breath catches in my throat. In the darkness of my hiding spot, I bring the Xylem Saber close to my eyes and peer inside. The fake blood has begun to coagulate. This shouldn't happen. I was certain the liquid would remain fluid for around 30 minutes after losing luminescence. Was it defective? Come to think of it, we never tested the saber. It can only be used once before the tube needs to be replaced. Given the lab's financial situation, we thought it would be a waste to use it, so we never did. How could I fail to consider that possibility? If I had a brain, I would have brought a spare. This is bad. The plan is falling apart.
私は追放されたのではない。
Nakabachi's shriek startles me.
あの連中は私のレベルの高さに嫉妬するしか能がなかった。そんな奴らに嫌気がさして私の方が見切りをつけたのだ。
怒鳴らないでよ。
Time won't stop for me. How do I recover from this setback? I can't leave. Nakabachi's about to attack his daughter. If I make my appearance after that, it'll be the same as last time. I'll end up killing Kurisu again. No matter what, I can't let that happen. What do? Do I go back to the time machine and try again? No, remember what Suza has said. There's not enough fuel for another trip. This is my last chance.
ねえ、久しぶりに会ったことだし、いろいろと話したいんだけど、パパは今、青森に住んでるんだっけ？
帰れ。さっさとアメリカに帰れ。二度と顔を見せるな。
でも
何が意見が聞きたいだ、何が共同証明だ。本心ではそんなことこれっぽっちも思っていないだろうが。
My heart is pounding. I'm sweating like crazy. It feels like I've just run a marathon. I cover my mouth to suppress the sound of my breathing.
私は哀れんどるのか、それとも蔑んどるのか。娘の分際で。
何言ってるのよ。落ち着いて。
私は十分落ち着いておる。指図するな。
Nakabachi is about to snap. Events are proceeding just like last time, barreling inexorably toward disaster. Please make it stop. Make time stop. Suddenly, another voice from within me answers my plea. Are you praying, Hohoin Kyoma? Have you forgotten?
私が今日この場にお前を呼んだ理由を教えてやる。勝ち誇りたかったのだよ。お前に私の研究の偉大さを見せびらかすことでな。お前が絶望するほどの差を知らしめてやろうとしたのだ。
Change the future. Deceive the world.
なのにあの妙な若造のせいで全て台無しだ。そしてお前がそんな私を見て鼻で笑っていたのも知っているぞ。どこまで親をバカにすれば気が済む。
笑ってなんて。
この論文に意見が欲しいのか。意見ならここで言ってやる。この論文は私の名前で発表する。以上だ。
I won't court the mercy of a heartless god, nor the will of the world. I will save Kurisu myself. She won't die again. Not at my hands. Not at anyone's.
まさかパパ盗むの？
何だと？
私の論文盗むの？ そんなことだけはしない人だって思っていたのに。
Nakabachi strikes Kirsu on the cheek.
誰に対して口を聞いておるのだ。
It's starting. Nakabachi puts his hands around Kirsu's neck. Her cries of agony fills my ears. There's still a way to prevent Kirsu's death. That puddle of blood I saw beneath Kirsu's body. There's one more way to reproduce it. One more way. One last chance. It's a gamble to be sure. Even if it succeeds, I don't know what effect it might have on the Steinsgate world line.
お前に私の気持ちがわかるか。なぜお前はそんなに優秀なのだ。私はお前が憎い。存在そのものが疎ましいのだよ。私より優秀な人間などこの世にいてはならんのだ。わかるか。屈辱なのだ。娘が親より優秀でいい道理などない。だから遠ざけた。お前と親子だと思われるのが耐えられなかった。お前がいたせいで、お前のせいで。
It matters not. I am Hoin Kyuma, the mad scientist who defies God. My true desire is chaos. I have no need for a predetermined future.
Yose!
Calmly, I step out from my hiding spot. Nakabachi looks at me in disbelief. His eyes are wide and bloodshot.
お前、さっきの。お前のせいで私の発表会は台無しだ。
Nakabachi lets go of Kirsu.
よくも抜け抜けと私の前に顔を出せたな。どいつもこいつも私の邪魔ばかりする。さてはお前、クリスと示し合わせていたな。そうだ、そうなんだろう。許さんぞ、ガキども。
Nakabachi pulls the knife from his pocket. Its blade reflects cold light. Once I see that glint, I laugh disdainfully.
やってみるがいい。小僧、何者だ。我が名は法院京馬。何？知らないなら覚えておけ。フェニックスの法王に院、そして凶悪なる真実で法王院京馬だ。俺は混沌を望む者、世界の支配構造を破壊する者、そしてお前の野望を打ち砕く者。
Kirsu staggers to her feet with her hand to her neck.
断る。
I dismiss Kirsu's plea and instead turn to Nakabachi with my arms spread wide.
どうしたドクター中鉢。お前の威勢は口だけか。この俺を殺すのではなかったのか。もっとも神に等しい力を持つこの俺を殺すことなどお前ごときには無理だろうがな。ふざけるな。
Nakabachi goes into a frenzy. He charges me with his knife, point first. Nakabachi has completely lost his mind. I can see it in his eyes. He won't stop. And if he won't stop, then I'll stop him with my own body.
貴様には俺を殺すことはできない。絶対にな。死ねー。
The knife approaches. Its point glitters menacingly in the dim light. Inches away, I don't move a muscle. This is my last chance. I'll do whatever it takes. Intense pain rips through my abdomen. I feel the cold steel sink into my body. He did it. He stabbed me with a knife that kills Kirisu. The pain flares. It feels like my insides are being torn out. Nakabachi yanks out the knife. Blood gushes from the open wound. bitter taste of blood spreads through my mouth. Pain threatens to steal away my conscience. My body's on fire. My vision blurs. I struggle desperately to stay on my feet.
ざまみろ私をバカにするからだ
I whip out the stun gun and switch it on. The electric arc crackles to life inches away from Nakabachi's face. He instantly turns pale. I spear him with my glare and take a step forward. A wave of nausea surges over me. Blood spews from my throat, but I don't look away. I keep my eyes fixed on Nakabachi.
よくもやってくれたな。殺してやるよ、じじい。貴様もそっちの娘も全員皆殺しだ。
動いちゃダメよ。
Kursu runs up to me. She holds me and supports my body.
横になって、今すぐ救急車を呼ぶから。
What is she trying to do? Help me? Didn't she hear me threaten to kill her? You're too soft-hearted for a tsundere. Back when I was trying to save Mayuri, you're always the one who saved me. So this time...
お前は俺が助ける。
何を。
Kursu convulses. Strength leaves the legs she used to support me. She collapses. I'm sorry. I send her my silent apology.
娘は後でたっぷり食べて殺してやる。中鉢、まずは貴様だ。
I never confirmed it, but this has to be Light's Japanese voice actor as well. From Death Note. Nakabachi tosses his knife away with a pitiful cry. He takes a step back, 2 steps back. Firing the stun gun once more does the trick. Nakabachi turns and flees down the hallway toward the elevators. But first he makes sure to pick up the envelope Kirsu dropped. How shrewd of him. I touch my wound. The lightest touch sends pain coursing through my body. I fall to my knees. I feel faint. The bleeding won't stop. The blood is starting to pool on the floor. I press my hand into the blood. I reach for my stomach, wet and glistening with blood. Jeez Louise, we're going hardcore. I take a breath and drive my fingers into the wound. The pain is like nothing I've ever experienced. Unable to bear it, I throw back my head. I scream until my throat is raw. I can't stop now. Fighting against the urge to faint, I feed my strength into my hands and pull the wound wider. My blood paints the floor crimson. Suzawa runs up to me.
その傷、何やってんの？何やってんのよ！バカ、よりによってこんな
Also, didn't say it before, but this hairstyle rocks for Suzuha.
おじさん。
何を勘違いしている。スザ、この床を見て気づかないのか。
床。
十分な出血量だ。そう思うだろう。
She looks down and beholds my masterpiece.
血だまりが。
To deceive myself, to deceive the world, the stage is set.
でもこれじゃおじさんが死んじゃうよ。
Not in the will of Steins Gate.
死ぬわけないだろうが。俺を誰だと思っている。狂気のマッドサイエンティスト。大井京馬だぞ。
おじさん。
If convergence holds, then it's already determined that I don't die, not here. I die in 2025, that's a fixed event on the World Beta line. That was my bet. I intentionally provoked Nakabachi to rage. I took the knife meant for Kurisu and survived. The wound gave me what I needed to carry out the plan. Though, I have to admit, I didn't think it would hurt this much. There's no telling what will happen when we reach Steins Gate. The future of the world line is still undecided, there's no reason it can't include my death. How ironic, I made a bet based on the guarantee that I wouldn't die, but winning that bet makes death a very real possibility. I twist my lips into a smile. Time to put the finishing touch on my masterpiece. Stager. Susa picks up the unconscious Kurisu. Then she lays her face down on top of my blood puddle. Kurisu doesn't wake up, she's perfectly still. But she's definitely breathing. I stroke her hair gently.
すまなかった。だが、お前を救うためだったんだ。
I'm sure she'll understand.
たとえ、あの3週間の日々は戻らなくてもお前に生きていてほしかったから。
Even if we reach Steins Gate, even if Kurisu lives, even if I don't die, we'll never meet again. Kurisu will never join the lab. We will never build the time leap machine together. But still, I'm glad I was able to save her.
さよなら。
Please stay unconscious for a while. I need you to deceive the first me. While Suzuha goes to pick up the knife, I use the wall to climb to my feet.
作戦完了。これより帰還する。
おじさん、無茶しすぎだよ。バカにも程がある。
バカとは失礼だな。
Insane mad scientist.
すべて計画通りだろう。
喋らないで。すぐに戻るから。8月21日に戻るから。なんとか G に耐えてね。ああ、くそ。せめて応急手当てができたらよかったんだけど、これにはそんなの載せてないんだよ。
I feel pressure crush my body. My wound throbs. I feel like groaning, but I bite my lip and bear it. Rainbow lights fill my vision. The time machine is activating. Suzuha wraps my wound with a towel.
ねえ、おじさん。この先にはさ、 きっとシュタインズゲートが待ってる。私もおじさんも誰も知らない世界が待ってる。おじさんは生きていて、マキセ・クリスも生きていて、椎名真由里も生きていて、私は2010年にタイムトラベルしてくることはなくて、第三次世界大戦が起きるかどうかは分かんない世界線だけど、セルンのディストピアが構築されるかどうか分かんない世界線だけど。
Someone's warm hand grasps mine, tightly, ever so tightly.
未来にはさ、希望が満ちてるって信じられるような世界が待ってるよ。
I slowly close my eyes. It's hard to breathe, but my pain feels distant now.
そこに到達したら、きっと私は消える。一緒にシュタインズゲートにたどり着いたことをお祝いすることはできないはずだから、ここでお礼を言っておくよ。
The warmth of her hand slowly fades away.
ありがとう、おじさん。死なないで生きてでさ、きっと7年後に。
Man, this is emotional. This is sad, but also very happy. It's time to go home. Mary and Daru are waiting. Man, erasing yourself in order to save the future, it's crazy. And it's been a month since then. My wound was deep enough to require surgery. If I'd been just 1 hour late getting to the hospital, I would have died from blood loss. The doctor laughed as he told me this. Hilarious. After being cooped up in the hospital for so long, it's exciting to be walking around Akiba again. I look around to see if Akiba is any different from what I remember, but nothing catches my eye. I just get the feeling that there are more moe shops than before. The mystery of divergence. I chuckle to myself, then dig into my pocket. Something jingles. There are metal pins inside, 8 of them. The Future Gadget Laboratories members badge. They're designed based on the pins Suzaha brought from the future. Which world line Suzaha was that again? Anyway, back then we searched all over Akiba for that pin. And while I was hospitalized, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to ask Daru to have them made. And of course, the one we commissioned to make them was that shady foreign street vendor. The final product, it's slightly different from Suzaha's, but it's pretty well done. I pass through the archway of Yanabashi Shrine and head to the courtyard. There, brandishing a sword with sublime dignity, stands a Miko. The Miko is so lovely that anyone would doubtlessly stop to stare. But that's not Miko, and that's not a real sword. That sword is a 980 yen imitation, and the beautiful Miko is a guy. Luca lifts his head at the sound of my footsteps.
Okabe-san!
As soon as our eyes meet, he runs up to me in a fluster. His eyes are already wet with tears. Mine too, bud.
退院だったんですか？
ああ、そうだ。
そんな、すみません。僕、何も知らなくて。
知らなくて当然だ。教えていないからな。
でも、無事に退院できて、よかったです。僕、嬉しい。
And then he starts crying in earnest. Seeing his tears, I feel an urge to pat his head and tell him everything will be alright, but I resist and sigh instead.
それを天然でやっているんだから、そりゃ鮮烈なコスプレデビューも飾るわけだ。ファンクラブまでできてるらしいじゃないか。
Mary filled me in on the situation. After years of persistent nagging, she finally convinced Luca to cosplay near the end of summer break. It wasn't in time for Kamima, but he wore one of Mary's costumes to a cosplay event in early September. His cosplay debut was effective. Dozens of photographers took his picture and images soon went viral on the net. Try to look up pictures of Luca now and you'll get a ton of hits. He's being swarmed by fans. He's even popular with the girls too. Not that I'm surprised in the slightest, of course.
正直すごく戸惑ってます。
だがお前のコスプレ姿俺も生で見てみたかったぞ。
無理です。岡部さんになんてそんな恥ずかしくて死んじゃいます。
だが楽しかったのだろう。まゆりがそう言っていた。はい。成長したな、ルカ子。
He's overcome his feelings of inadequacy and accepted himself for who he is, and he even had fun doing it.
岡部さん、じゃなくて京馬さんが教えてくれた精神三魔流のおかげです。神道滅却できました。
He truly is a worthy disciple.
だがまだまだ油断するな。次なる目標は精神三魔流の極意継承。それさえ得得すればお前は己の中に封印されている邪悪な炎に焼かれることもないだろう。その時こそ首都秋葉原を守る巫女漆原ルカの物語は始まるのだ。
始まるって何がでしょうか。
それは叱るべき時が来たら教える。
I reach into my pocket and take out a pen.
ラボメンナンバー006漆原ルカ、お前にこれを授けよ
う。Luca nervously accepts the pen with a confused expression.
僕ラボメンにいつ入ったんでしょう。
その記憶は遥か彼方、あるいは前世まで遡るかもしれない。
前世？
お前は生まれた時からすでにラボメンだったのだ。故に誇るがいい。
It's not an exaggeration, it's the truth. Luca most likely doesn't remember, but it's okay even if I'm the only one who does.
嫌か？
いえ、すごく嬉しくて。
He starts crying again.
僕ずっと京馬さんの研究所の仲間に憧れていて、入りたいなって思っていて、でも勇気がなかったから言い出せなかったんです。ありがとうございます。
He bows his head.
それは世界にたったの8個しかない貴重なものだ。お前を最悪から守ってくれるマジックアイテムでもある。
Okay, me, Suzuha, Daru, Mayuri, Kirisu, Luca, Ferris. I don't remember who the A is off the top of my head. Who would be the last A?
そうなんですか？
No.
だからなくすなよ。
Luca nods with a joyful smile on his face. Too cute.
お帰りなさいませ、ご主人様。
I pass through McQueen's doors for the first time in forever. Paris runs over to greet me. She suddenly links arms with me. At first I get a little flustered when something soft touches my elbow, but then I break into a cold sweat once I feel the murderous glare of the surrounding Paris fans.
退院したのかにゃ？
ああ、地獄の底から蘇ってきた。
I tear Paris off of me and take a deep breath.
さすが法院の血にゃ。不死鳥の名を抱くのは伊達じゃないにゃ。
I see she's still making up her own backstories for people. It boggles the mind that this crazy cat girl is behind the redevelopment of Akihabara. Maybe the world's just messed up.
マユシーは今日はお休みだにゃ。
知っている。
She shows me to a table where I order iced coffee.
そうそう、メイクインは2号店を出すことが決まったのにゃ。しかも中央通り沿いなのにゃ。すごいにゃ、すごいにゃ。
そうなのか。どうせ再開発計画の責任者の権限を最大限に利用しているんだろ。
No doubt the recent explosion of Moe shops is her doing. I think she's getting just a little carried away.
京馬、これはやらなければいけない使命なのにゃ。萌えの力を今こそこの聖地に集結させることで、奴らの来たるべき大攻勢に備えてるのにゃ。
何？奴らが俺が入院している間に目覚めたというのか？
そうにゃ。京馬がいない隙を突かれたにゃ。奴らの負荷が先か、この町のメイド・オブ・エンブリオが先か、一刻を争うのにゃ。フェイリスもライネット AB の大会に出て必死でカルマの充電に努めてるけど、さすがに一人じゃきついにゃ。
What? What the hell does she mean by karma? Over the past month, Paris has started participating in Rhinet Access Battler tournaments. Paris is the chairman of the Akihabara Development Project, a high school student, a popular waitress at a maid cafe, the president of the company founded by your father, and the head of the IKEA family. She should be incredibly busy, but I guess she couldn't stay away from Rhinet forever. Anyway, she went to her very first official tournament and snatched a dramatic victory. Paris is even more cheerful than usual now. I guess all it takes to be fulfilled is to do things you like to do.
狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、どうかお願いにゃ。奴らをこの町に近づけさせたら全てが汚れてしまうにゃ。
やむを得ないな。そういうことならば俺も契約の履行をせねばなるまい。そうだ、これを渡しておこう。
にゃ。
I take a pen out of my pocket and present it to Paris.
これは京馬、いつの間にこれを手に入れたのにゃ。
入院している間に
心の試練を乗り越えたというのかにゃ。やっぱり京馬は大した男にゃ。
I don't really get what's going on, so let's just nod for now.
ラボ面ナンバー007のピンバッジだ。どうしても俺の助けが欲しいときはそのピンバッジを握りしめてラ・ヨダ・スタセラと唱えるがいい。
Paris and I smile at each other, and then we high five.
ありがとにゃ。未来ガジェット研究所は秋葉の希望にゃ。今度遊びに行ってもいいかにゃ。
ああ、もちろんだ。誰も喜ぶだろう。
When I get back to the lab, I'm startled to find an unexpected visitor. Oh. That was a surprise.
よ、岡部、おめえ退院したのか？
ええ、まあ。
Tanoji, Yogo, and Nae are standing out front. Kiryu is with them, the rounders who killed Mayuri on another world line. Nae hides behind her father when she sees me like usual.
そうそう、紹介しとくぜ。
Tanoji indicates Mocha with his chin.
今日からうちでバイトすることになった子だ。
Okay, that's kind of sweet. Mocha bows her head. She's silent as always, but at least she's not holding her phone. I guess that's some improvement.
見ての通り不愛想なやつだが、よろしくやってくれ。
よろしくも何も。指圧師とは顔見知りですよ。
指圧師？誰だそりゃ。
I point to Mocha.
シャイニングフィンガー。彼女の能力名です。
Tanoji and Mocha ignore me completely.
前にヘンプロの仕事で IBN5100 を一緒に探してくれた。
I got a thank you email from her during my stay in the hospital. That email helped me figure out our relationship on this world line.
ああ、例の幻の PC ってやつか？見つかったのかよ。
Nope. Mocha shakes her head.
ま、都市伝説みてえなもんだからな。
萌香はなぜブラウン管工房でバイトを？
Did Tanoji tell her who he is? I thought Mocha wasn't supposed to know FB's true identity.
私が連れてきたんです。
Nae speaks up in a tiny voice.
それでお父さんに紹介したの。
なるほど。お見合いか。
バカかてめえ。俺が愛してんのは苗とブラウン管だけなんだよ。
I'm surprised he didn't say opposites.
お父さん。
His girl and then brown tube.
それに苗が連れてきたんじゃねえ。正確には転んで怪我してた苗を解放してわざわざここまでついてきてくれたってわけだ。
萌香にそんな親切をする性質があったとは。
で無職だっつうからそんなら娘が世話になったことだしうちで働けって話になったわけだ。まさかうちの店でバイトを雇うことになるとはな。
前にも雇っていたじゃないですか。
あ？何寝ぼけたこと言ってんだ。うちはこれまでバイトを使ったことなんてねえよ。
Of course. The Suzuha who worked here was the Suzuha of the Alpha World line. The Suzuha who came from a future ruled by CERN. The current world line has a different future, so she didn't come. The time she spent here never happened.
まそういうことならよろしく頼むぞ、萌香。
This is the perfect opportunity. I take out a pen of my pocket from my pocket and hand it to Mocha.
これは。
いきなりナンパか？うちのバイトに手出してんじゃねえよ。
ラボメンナンバー005の証であるピンバッジだ。いつでも2階にある我がラボを訪れるがいい。
Mocha stares at the pin in her hand.
ただし IBN5100 を探すのにはもう二度と付き合わないからな。
つれねえやつだな。手伝ってやれよ。
断る。この俺は忙しいのだ。
Catch the attention of the rounders again? No thanks. Besides, the three of them are better off if we never find an IBN 5100. I end the conversation with a shrug and head to the stairs.
岡部君。
Mocha calls my name. I turn back to see Mocha smiling ever so faintly.
これ。ありがとう。
あ。
The hatred I once felt toward them is gone. I forgave Mocha and Tanoji both. Now that I've destroyed our time machine, we can go back to being good neighbors. I won't pry into their secret lives and I won't attempt to fight them either. It's all up to them. However, the affection that Nate showed toward Mocha brings an undeniable warmth to my heart. Right as I walk into the lab, I'm greeted by the chiming of a microwave oven. Juicy chicken number 1. Mary smiles brightly as she takes her juicy chicken number 1 out of the microwave.
おかえり。
もしかしておかえりとおかりんを合体させたのか？
前も言ったよ。
Then Mary holds out the steaming chicken.
おかりんも食べる？退院祝いに1個あげる。
I accept the gift of chicken and pop it into my mouth. I guess it's because I've had nothing but bad hospital food for a month, but it's so delicious I want to cry.
その電子レンジはどこで手に入れた？
We disassembled the phone way weeks ago.
ああ、それは僕が手に入れたんだお。
Daru pops out of the development room in his rotund glory. I wonder if he's making a new future gadget.
買ったのか？
拾ってきたに決まってんだろ、上皇。直すのに苦労した。
ちょっと古いけどね、まだ十分使えるよ。
さすがスーパーハカー。その調子で次の未来ガジェット作りも頼むぞ。
それよりオカリン、オカリン、ひどいよ。
Mary suddenly puts on a pout.
今日どうしてマユシーに一言も言わずに退院しちゃったの？マユシーとダル君で病院に行ったら、もう退院しましたって看護師さんに言われちゃったんだから。
ナースエロかったよ、ナース。僕がオカリンの代わりに入院したかった。
マユリ、お前は俺の保護者になったつもりか？ずいぶん出世したな。だが勘違いするな。お前はあくまで俺の非保護者だ。
教 しめのお世話もしてあげたのに。
I couldn't move at all after the operation, so my mother and Mayuri made the great effort of coming to care for me. That's sweet. Especially Mayuri, even though it was her summer break, she visited me every day. I'm grateful for this childhood friend of mine from the bottom of my heart. She's a ditz, to be sure, and seems like she always needs someone to look out for her, but she's actually quite tough for her age.
幼なじみの女子高生におしめの世話してもらうとか羨ましすぎだろマジで。それなんてエロゲ？
I think Daru needs to die for a bit. I bought Mayuri on the hat.
今度ジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンを買ってやる。
本当？ありがとう、オカリー。頑張ってお世話してあげた甲斐があったよ。
I breathe another sigh of relief when I see Mayuri's innocent smile. Mayuri is still alive. I've seen her die countless times. Though the events of those world lines have been undone, my struggle to escape them was not in vain. If the same thing were to happen again, what would I do? Would I accept her death this time? Or would I try to save her again, even if it meant building another time machine? There's no way to know. The future is undecided. But for now, Mayuri is here by my side. And that means everything to me.
ほらこれ。
I give Mayuri and Daru their pins.
わあ、かわいいね。
おお、ついに完成したん。
Mayuri pins the badge to her chest and spins around to show it off.
これから毎日つけておかなきゃ。そうしないとラボに入れてもらえないもんね。
Nobody really made that rule, but whatever.
でもオカリ、マヨシーはこのピンバッジのデザインを見せてもらった時から一つだけわからないことがあるのです。
なんだ？
文字が書いてあるでしょ？ OSHMKUFA2010 って岡部、椎名、橋田、それと漆原、フェイリス、ここまではわかるんだけどね。その他の M と K と A って誰のことなの？
So it must be Amane Suzuha, Mocha, Kiryu Mocha, and Kirisu.
あ
M for Makise, K for Kiryu, A for Amane. But the current Mayuri wouldn't understand. Those three were lab mems on a world line undone and forgotten. I haven't told Mayuri or Daru about them. They wouldn't believe me even if I told them, especially the last initial A. I mean, how do I tell Daru he's going to have a daughter? I can just imagine his reaction.
僕の嫁となる人は誰なんだろう。ロリ顔の貧乳で、髪は金髪ツインテールで、性格はツンデレで、デレモードの時はすごく甘えてくるエロい子っていうのを個人的に希望。
He'd say something gross like that, no doubt. I remember. As I lay dying in the time machine, Suzuha gripped my hand and said,
そこに到達したらきっと私は消える。一緒にシュタインズゲートにたどり着いたことをお祝いすることはできないはずだから、ここでお礼を言っておくよ。ありがとうおじさん。死なないで生きて。
Just as she predicted, Suzuha vanished the moment we returned to August 21st. Right before my very eyes, the time machine was enveloped in a rainbow light and disappeared. She was smiling as she faded away. That was proof I had reached Steins Gate. And that's why I don't mourn Suzuha.
でさ、きっと7年後に会おうね。
I don't know what the future will bring. There's still a possibility that Daru won't get married, that Suzuha won't be born. But still I believe that in 7 years we will meet again. And that's when will give her this pin, her birthright as lab member number 8. Until then, I'll keep it in a safe place. I aimlessly head to town alone. I want to get a better look at the Steinsgate world line. But try as I may, I can't find anything drastically different. Way back when Ferris's D-mail erased the moe shops from Akiba, that time it was obvious that the world had changed. I feel unsatisfied, so I look up at the Radican. Obviously, there's no satellite stuck in the roof. It's open for business as usual. When I arrived on this world line right after I saw Suza disappear, the very first thing I did was ask Mayuri and Daru a question. Have there been any murders at Radican? As they panicked at the sight of my bloodstained body, they answered that no one had been murdered at Radican. As we waited for the ambulance to arrive, I had Daru call up the news on my phone. They were running the story about Nakabachi's flight to Russia. This time Nakabachi looked terribly agitated. His eyes were bloodshot, he was yelling, spraying spit everywhere. His appearance was strikingly similar to how I last saw him in the hallway of Radican. To me, his unintelligible rambling was evidence of Operation Skull's success.
こんなバカなことがあるか。人類の未来に関わる重大な論文が燃えてなくなってしまったのだぞ。悠長にインタビューなどしている場合か。ロシアン航空は絶対に許さん。あの機に乗っていた乗員は全員ぶち殺してやる。金の問題ではない。いいか、もう一度言うぞ。人類の歴史を塗り替えるほどの論文が燃えてしまったのだ。くそー。 なぜ私はスーツケースを貨物室などに預けてしまったのだ。自分で持っていればこんなことには。
The subtitles read, "What was your thesis about?"
タイムトラベルだ。過去から未来までのあらゆる時空を支配することさえ可能な発明だったのだ。
The screen immediately returned to the studio where a female reporter continued.
などと意味不明なことを話していました。 繰り返します。ロシアに亡命したドクター中鉢氏こと牧瀬正一氏がモスクワのドモジェドボ国際空港に到着直後、ロシア当局に拘束された模様です。なお警視庁は7月28日に秋葉原で起きた傷害事件で牧瀬氏を重要参考人として調査中だったとの話もあり。
I don't think anyone's gonna listen to Nakabachi now. For argument's sake, let's say Nakabachi managed to recreate Kirisu's thesis from memory. Nothing will come of it as long as Kirisu is alive. The scientific community undoubtedly trusts the Makise daughter over the father, meaning Kirisu can deter any attempts made by Nakabachi. World War III won't break out, or at the very least it won't be over the Nakabachi paper. I haven't seen Kirisu. Apparently Kirisu reported to the police that I was stabbed, but at present there has been no progress on the investigation as the victim, from their point of view, up and disappeared. I heard from Daru that no one was murdered at Radican, and I couldn't find a single report of anyone dying in the area that day. Kirisu is still alive, that much is certain, but I haven't had any contact with her since then. Aside from the few words we exchanged at Radican, the current Kirisu and I are strangers. Besides, I was bedridden, so it's not like I could have gone to see her even if I wanted to. Kirisu said that she was supposed to go back to America in August. That was on the Alpha World line, so things may have changed, but what reason would she have to stay in Japan after what her father did to her? I thrust my hand in my pocket. 2 pins remain. One of them is for lab member number 1, that's me. The remaining badge, which belongs to lab member number 4, may never reach its rightful owner. But Kirisu is alive, and that's good enough for me. I once chose to let her die. I once killed her with my own 2 hands, but this time I was able to save her. No one remembers those 3 weeks we spent with Kirisu. No one but me. I will remember. I will never forget. So I don't need anything else. I don't want anything else. Hey, Kirisu. I don't know what the future holds. War may still break out. CERN may still complete their time machine. But at the very least, the future is undecided. We're building it now from the bottom up. Not just me, not just you, but every man, woman, and child. So keep on watching wherever in this world you may be. I take out my pen and fasten it to my chest. I walk through the sea of shoppers, staring straight ahead. I quickly turn around. Just now in the corner of my eye, I saw her. The girl who shouldn't be here. Her long hair fluttered as she passed me by. There. A familiar figure I'd recognize the back anywhere. She has stopped too in the middle of the sidewalk. And slowly, ever so slowly, she turns to face me. It's her. I thought she had gone back to America. It really is her. She doesn't even know me.
やっと会えた。
That voice, that face, that hair, those eyes. Makise Kurisu is standing there the same as I remember her.
あなたをずっと探していました。あの時助けてくれたあなたをずっと。私一言お礼が言いたくて、どうしてもあなたに会いたくて、本当にありがとう。あなたが無事でよかった。
Kurisu looks so radiant as she tries to hold back her tears. Just when I thought I had finally suppressed it, all my love for her flows out at once. I'm so happy that I want to cry too. So to hide my embarrassment, I take out my phone and put it to my ear.
俺だ。なぜ彼女がここにいる？俺のリーディングシュタイナーは反応しなかったというのに。何？俺が守れたと？やれやれ。勝手なことを言ってくれる。それがシュタインズゲートの選択か。エル、プサイ、コングルー。
Man, if I hear any of those words, I'm gonna have a flashback. I pocket my phone and clear my throat. I have no idea what to say. She's still staring at me with those wide, pleading eyes. I open my mouth.
また会えたな、クリスティーナ。
いや、だから私はクリスティーナでも女子でもない。
She remembers. Now I really have no idea what to say. How does this Kurisu know about that? Those were the names I used to tease Kurisu. She always got mad whenever I used them. They were our bond, our private joke, but I had yet to use them on the day we first met at Radikan. Well, that just brings a tear to my eye. So how could this world line's Kurisu know?
あれ？私今ふっと頭の中に言葉が浮かんで、どうして？
She's in there. It looks like Kurisu is just as confused as I am. She stares at me bewildered. And then I finally realize the truth. Everyone has Reading Steiner. Oh my gosh. Even if the world line changes, even if the past and futures are rewritten, your memories remain. You've merely forgotten. All it takes is a push and you can remember. The memories of those lost 3 weeks. The memories we made together.
ようこそ、我が助手、マキセ・クリス。いや、クリスティーナ。
Mom. I reach into my pocket and take out the last pin. Nobody knows what the future holds. And that is why, just as the reunion demonstrates, its possibilities are endless. I place the pin in Kirisu's hand. I gently close her hand in mine. And holding back my tears, I tell her,
これがシュタインズゲートの選択だ。
It's the Steins gate we made along the way. Mom. Absolute cinema. So now, I guess now we have everything. Apparently not. But it matters not. For that was the will of Steins Gate. And with that being said, wow, what a ride. I'm probably going to do a review video at some point for the visual novel. I'm definitely going to be watching the anime, and I'll probably make a comparison or at least an anime review as well. But with that being said, that was my first and maybe last visual novel. I don't know. At least my last one for a while. So overall, just initial thoughts, letting it sit and simmer. I would say it's probably... A lot of people say it's 10 out of 10. I would need more reference, more data for that. So I'm going to say right now, solid 8, maybe 7. But it does have a satisfying ending, and it had some pretty good alternate routes. So I was actually also thinking of doing, maybe in my visual novel review, I'll do a part 2 to that, where I just do which route I liked, or in that section, I'll do a little tier list of which route I like, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't the best thing I've ever experienced, but it was really, really good. And I think in total, let's see how many hours it took. This was 33 hours. This was another 8 hours, so we're at 41. This was 13 hours, or maybe it's adding into the times. It's a little hard to tell. You know what? I guess there'll be I'll know after this. I edit these last 5 videos, and then we'll see actually how long it took. But yeah, what a ride. I lost my voice, but it was pretty good, and I did get emotional, so that, you know what, that might bring it up to a 9. We'll see. I'll let it simmer. I'll think about it. I'll probably watch anime. I'll have better reference and ideas, so just stay tuned for that. But with that being said, thank you for watching this monumentous series, 45 episodes. Started a commitment to it, and I'm glad I saw it to the end. So yeah, as always. Man, now it's kind of sad, but you know, we'll probably do the prequel eventually. I don't know when, but we'll do it. So thank you for watching. I've been Boog the Goob. May God bless you, and El Sai Kongroo, as cringe as that is. Peace.